Do what it do, what it do. It's been a while since I've been on here, dog. Missed y'all. Hope y'all missed me. So today we got a new video. The dumbest killer in West Virginia. Let's get into it. Let's hop right into it. No waiting.
On a warm summer day in West Virginia, 30-year-old Rita Hendershot and 33-year-old Matt Hendershot were putting their
looking
guns
here,
back
y'all.
into
Excuse me,
storage
I'm
after
getting back
cleaning
into the
them, when
grind, so I need to
suddenly...
make sure everything is set. Y'all can see me. You know, I can see
what's the
myself.
address of your emergency?
The neighbor lady just said her husband.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure everything is.
Where is the wound at?
Where did he get shot? In his cheek. In his cheek.
After realizing that one of the guns went off and a bullet went straight into Matt's head, Rita immediately ran to the neighbor's house and told them to call 911. When officers arrived on the scene, Rita was inconsolable.
Sons of
That's my
Anarchy.
family. Can I please go down to them, please?
Sons of Anarchy. What y'all know about Sons of Anarchy?
Please, somebody, please let me go to Matt. Please let me go to his body. Please, please. Never been handcuffed in my life.
First time for everything, now, baby.
I'm gonna be myself because I'm in love with him. But you understand how up I am?
Not only was Rita visibly intoxicated, but she was also too emotional to answer any questions.
I can't live without him. Oh, I can't live without Matt. Please help me.
Oh, you want to live without Matt?
Rita.
Hold up. Off rip, y'all. She did it. She did it. She did it. She did it. She did it.
Rita, I need you to take a
Man,
deep
that's all I
breath.
can say.
I can't do this. No. Please,
Sit right
please, let me. Ah! He's the kindest person I've ever met in my life.
Eventually, she was able to regain some composure and explain to the cops what actually happened.
We were just moving our guns. He was like, babe, let's move our guns. And he had the gun in his hand, and I took it, and it, boom, I didn't realize it was loaded.
He
She
had the
told
gun
the
in
lead
his
detective
hand.
the same story, that this terrible accident happened while storing their guns in another location.
Where about were you when it happened?
I was coming in the kitchen, we were moving guns, and he was holding it. He was in the kitchen with me. We were both in the kitchen. We were just moving them, just hiding them under our bed.
And you said there wasn't a clip inside of it.
He put the clip inside of it, not me.
You put the clip inside?
See?
Yeah, we were just moving guns. It was
She's smart. Now she could be like, oh, I didn't know it was loaded. I didn't know. Whole time. You're going to blame the dead person.
just like our regular routine. We were just cleaning house. I didn't realize he put the clip in the 1911.
Strangely, Matt was bleeding out on the stairs behind their residence when first responders arrived. Since Rita said that Matt was shot inside the home, that meant that after being shot, he ran outside in a panic before collapsing on the stairs. This story raised some red
That was an
flags, so
instant
the
death,
investigators went inside the home and attempted to confirm everything she had told them. In the kitchen, several firearms were laid out on the counters, including the
That is sexy.
red flags. So the investigators went inside the home and attempted to confirm everything she had told them. In the kitchen,
what is this
several
right here?
firearms were laid out
What
on
is
the
this? Ooh. This girl right here, sexy dog. It's like a Call of Duty gun, man. It's like the automatic shotgun from Call of Duty, dog.
counters, including the Ed Brown 1911 9mm handgun that Matt was shot with. This
Damn.
aligned with Rita's story. However, the investigators did notice some other things that they couldn't quite explain. For example, in Matt's bedroom, his TV was still on and his Xbox console had gone idle. This seemed to indicate
Now, I don't know any of the bros or any of the gals that'll leave their console on if they don't plan on returning to it. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Why would I leave my PS5 on, my Xbox on, my PC on, my TV on, anything on, if I know I'm not going to return to back to my console, back to where I was at? Dog gonna hit me up. Yo, get on the game. I don't even got to boot up. It's already ready. Come on, man. She did it. She did it. My boy didn't even get to finish his last little session in Marvel Rivals, you know what I'm saying? Overwatch nothing. Just took him out. And he got a beautiful dog.
that
Rest in
Matt
peace,
had
my brother,
abruptly
man.
ended his gaming session without turning off his Xbox. Additionally, several drops of blood were found at the front entrance of the home, but the rest of the
Yeah,
house was
GGs.
spotless. So the investigators were unable to confirm where exactly the gun had been fired. Since things weren't adding up, the detectives decided to have Rita physically walk them through what happened.
So
Run me through everything.
he was in the living room with me.
Okay,
We were
okay.
moving all the guns. We were gonna
Okay.
put everything up here, over here,
Okay.
Right.
in that cabinet. And that's when it happened. It was just a complete freak accident. I didn't realize that it was loaded. And I didn't realize that it was just sitting at the bottom.
Okay.
I didn't realize that because I was just moving stuff so fast. I was just like, boom, and it went off and it was sitting right there. And I was like, oh my God, it happened like right here somewhere. I didn't even know it happened until he went outside and he held his hand and I was like, wait a minute, that didn't sound right. So that's when I went to his aid and I ran to the neighbor's house and I was like, oh my God, somebody call 911.
There's your mistake. There's your mistake. You accidentally. So something like that happens, and the first thing you plan on doing is going to the neighbors. You're not going to pick up, call down, nothing. Even going chat GPT, ask like nothing. You're just going straight to the neighbors. Like they can help you. Like, they can save you. No, it's because you want to build an alibi. Get up out of here, man.
My phone was dead. I did not know he put the clip in the 1911.
He was seated.
He sat down.
Was he seated on the stool?
He sat on his bed.
On his bed. So he was sitting on the bed when it happened.
Yeah.
You were
I
standing.
came in to like, what's going on? And then boom.
Although the investigators had been giving Rita the benefit of the doubt up until this point, this walkthrough solidified their suspicions about her. Throughout the investigation, Rita had constantly been changing her story. The very first person who she told about the shooting was her
He shot
neighbor who
himself.
called 911.
911.
He said he shot himself.
Emergency.
The neighbor lady just said her husband or boyfriend just accidentally shot him.
Where is the wound at?
In his cheek. In his cheek.
To clarify, Rita told the neighbor that Matt was cleaning the gun when it accidentally discharged, hitting him in the face. But as we showed you earlier, when the police arrived on the scene, Rita told the officers that the gun went off in her hands.
We were just moving our guns. He was like, babe, let's move our guns.
Yeah.
And he had the gun in his hand and I took it and it boom. I didn't realize it was loaded.
This wasn't the only inconsistency.
I don't know why, but the way she speaks, y'all, it kind of like reminds me a little bit of Selena Powell. I don't know. It's just the way she speaks. It's like it's giving Selena Powell. Maybe my mind is freaked out. I don't
In
know.
Rita's statements, she had initially said that the gun went off while they were storing their firearms under Matt's bed.
We were just moving them, just hiding them under our bed.
But during the walkthrough, she said that they were storing them in the cabinet above the closet.
We were gonna
Inconsistent.
put everything up here, in that cabinet. And that's when it
From
happened.
under the
She
bed
also
to under
initially
to in the
said
cabinet.
Matt was shot in the kitchen.
Where about were you when it happened?
I was coming in the kitchen. He was in the kitchen with me. We were both in the kitchen.
But she was now saying that Matt was sitting in his room when the gun went off.
But he was seated.
He sat down.
He used to switch up his stories more than the stupid, man. Like, come on, dog.
So he was sitting on the bed when it happened.
Yeah.
You were
I came in to like, what's going on? And then boom.
This was the most believable story
Come on,
because
fam.
the investigators found a single 1911 bullet casing on Matt's bed. It seemed that Rita had made up some of the details she told the police and was
Yeah,
now
look like Selena
backtracking
Powell a
because
little
her
too.
statements didn't align with the evidence. Rita's
You align her
inconsistent
with Selena
storytelling
Powell, they
wasn't
like
the
twins.
only red flag. The investigators saw her erratic behavior as over the top.
But you understand how dumb I am?
Not only that, but the timing of her
Guilt.
outbursts was also extremely suspicious. Anytime the officers were talking to other witnesses, she would suddenly cut off the conversation with her screams of anguish.
Rita.
It seemed like Rita was intentionally disrupting the investigation. All of these red flags made Rita suspect number one, but they now needed to answer the question, did Rita have a motive to harm Matt? The answer to this question became clear when they looked into her and Matt's history. Rita and Matt met at a bar in 2012, and they immediately hit it off. The two dated for a few months.
Yeah, this is why, of anything, I'd rather just go back to a dating app or something, go to a bar. And I know it's not even, it's not even right because I feel like in-person interactions are so much better. But it's like, yo, at a bar, you just never know who you're gonna meet, bro. Like, ain't no background test at a bar. I mean, background check, man. Like, you just both of y'all just there to get drunk. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you need some companionship, maybe whatever, whatever. But it's like anything can happen, anything, and then you could meet anyone and not even know nothing about them, not know their history, not know. I gotta be careful with them bars. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've never even been to a bar. I'm in my 20s and I've never been to not one bar. I don't even know how a bar is. So maybe I'm just yapping, but y'all let me know if I'm missing out, though.
Months and fell madly
Maybe I
in
should hit
love.
up a
But
bar.
after officially tying the knot, Rita's behavior suddenly began to change. She moved in with Matt and his grandma Matilda. But Rita
Aw.
and Matilda would constantly fight. And Rita began belittling her on social media. For example, one of her Facebook posts said, "I didn't sign up for this. I didn't get married to take care of an old b-." It was around this time that Matt became distant from his friends and family. Rita seemed convinced that everybody was out to get her.
Yeah, see,
She would
I ain't gonna
constantly
lie,
play the
she gotta
victim in
go.
her social media posts and call anybody who she didn't agree with her haters. Then, in 2017, Grandma Matilda passed away. So Rita
Damn,
and Matt
man. 1 minute silence for grandmother Tilbert, man. All right.
were living together alone. They began fighting more than ever. According to Matt's family, Rita would constantly gaslight Matt into thinking he was always in the wrong. Eventually, Matt couldn't take it anymore, and he divorced Rita. In the summer of
All right.
2018, within a few months of their divorce being finalized, Rita was already engaged to one of Matt's friends. This was when
Already?
Rita
Hold
found
up,
a
what?
striking new hobby. In the summer of 2018, within a few months of their divorce being finalized, Rita was already engaged to one of Matt's friends.
Hold
Couldn't
up,
take it
no.
anymore, and he divorced Rita. In the summer of 2018, within a few months of their divorce being finalized, Rita was already engaged.
A few months? Not even a year? A few months? And his friend?
To one of Matt's friends. This was when Rita found a striking new hobby: guns. She would frequently post videos of herself at the shooting range and memes about how much she loved guns. Then, on March 30th, 2020, tragedy struck. Rita's fiancé got into a terrible motorcycle crash and lost his life.
A motorcyclist is killed in a single vehicle crash in Frederick. State
Damn.
police say the motorcyclist was going eastbound
This
when
goes
the
bad
driver
luck, yo.
went into a ditch off the
Hey,
shoulder
what's
and was
up?
thrown from the bike. The investigation into the crash is ongoing.
The Frederick County Sheriff's Office investigated his death and learned that he and Rita were at a party that night, and an
Okay.
argument broke out. Her fiancé stormed out, hopped on his motorcycle, and left for home. Rita immediately hopped into her car and followed
But that's two bodies she got, and they both. Bro.
directly behind him. Apparently, as they got close to their house, Rita's fiancé hit a pothole and crashed into a fence, killing him instantly. The investigators concluded that his manner of death was an accident. Shortly after this incident,
No, this was planned. This was strategic. Damn. Rita moving like this? She took out two. Damn. Hold up, let me get the title. The dumbest killing was Virginia. I don't think she dumb, yo. Cause you can't tell me, yo, like there's no such thing as a coincidence. Like everything happens and it should happen. Or I don't even think I said that right. Coincidences are real. Like it makes no sense. She was with her previous man. She don't like the grandma who do. Then they separate. Then she go to his best friend. Next thing you know, his best friend dead. Next thing you know, she probably end up going back to dude. Next thing you know, dude end up dead. There's no coincidences, y'all. I'll be
Rita
careful
reached
out
out
here,
to
man.
Matt and asked if she could stay with him for a bit. Matt agreed to take her in for a few months so she could save up some money and find her own apartment. This is when things began to spiral.
And Matt, bro, come on. I'm sorry for pausing out, but this is crazy, Matt. If she left for your best friend, why would you take her back into your crib, bro? I'm letting Shawty go. This
Although she found a new boyfriend during this time, Rita's stay at Matt's house dragged on for months longer
and then
than
she had
expected,
another
and
boyfriend.
her behavior
Why she
became
over her
more
ex?
and more concerning. She began drinking heavily and would frequently have violent outbursts. During these outbursts, she would abuse Matt, hitting him, scratching him, and threatening him by pulling out an assortment of weapons during their arguments. Not only did Rita attack Matt with a fork, but after looking through all of Matt's text messages, detectives located 4 documented instances of Rita's abuse throughout.
Hold up. Attacked Matt with a fork, pointed an AR-15 at Matt, stabbed a hole in Matt's bedroom door with a knife, waved a machete at Matt. A machete no joke, y'all. Like, look, I you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna show y'all too much, man, but like, machetes is no joke, man. So imagine like your significant other just waving that at you. Hell yeah, you gonna be.
Their time living together. The fork attack we just mentioned was number 1. The second was a fight that escalated so badly that Rita pulled an AR-15 out from storage and pointed it directly in Matt's face. The third was regarding an argument where Matt locked Rita out of his room, so Rita stabbed his door with a knife several times. And the fourth incident was when Rita waved a full-size machete in Matt's face to taunt him while he was trying to play beer pong. Eventually, Matt put his foot down and told Rita that she had a week to leave, or he was going to have the authorities escort her off the property.
Yeah.
However, before Matt could call the police on Rita, he was shot dead. This ugly history between Matt and Rita made her
She did
statements
it.
at the crime
She
scene
did it. We
seem
figured this out the
completely
moment the video
performative.
started,
But you
y'all.
understand
Come
how
on, fam.
up I am gonna be myself because I'm in love with him.
Shut the fuck up, man.
He's the kindest person that I've ever met in
Shut the
my
fuck up.
life.
Shut the fuck
She
up. You
wasn't even
nasty.
in a relationship with Matt at the time of the shooting. As
Thank
we
you.
mentioned earlier, she had
Now, y'all, how is she saying she loved him, all these extra things, bro? But she went to his best friend, moved in with Matt, then went to somebody else while still with Matt, living with Matt. Man, nah. Boy. Ah, just can't stand women like this, y'all. Nah, good man just lost his life, bro. Like,
found a new boyfriend who had actually showed up at the crime scene to support her.
Does she live here with you?
oh, this is a new boyfriend.
Okay. How did that situation work?
He took her in before I dated her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was a good friend with her.
Bro, right here, I ain't gonna lie to you, but you a simp, man. I'm sorry.
I had any problems with her.
Cause if I know my
Of
girl
course,
staying
Rita
with her
began
ex,
having another meltdown before the
Watch
officer
out,
could
man.
get through this conversation.
Rita, I need you to take a deep breath, Rita.
I can't do this.
The investigators were confident that Rita had shot Matt in cold blood. However, they didn't want to charge her with murder until they got the forensic test results.
No, charge
from
her
the
ass with
crime
murder.
lab. So, Rita was initially arrested and charged with negligence with a firearm and wanton endangerment. She immediately posted bail and was free to go. Then, just 2 days after Matt's death, Rita posted photos on social media of her and her new boyfriend kayaking and
ah, this is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. Let's listen to this again.
fisherman.
Maybe
She
I'm just
immediately posted bail and was free to go.
Okay.
Then, just 2 days after Matt's death, Rita posted photos on social media of her and her new boyfriend kayaking and fishing in a
new. Oh, okay, no, that's the same dude that was at the crime scene.
lake. After 3 weeks of forensic
So you kill your. She went fishing with the nigga, girl. She went fishing with the nigga, girl. She went fishing. You kill Matt. You go to another dude. No, you kill Matt. You go to Matt's best friend. Matt best friend is dead. You go back to Matt. You find a new boyfriend while you with Matt. You kill Matt. Now Matt go You kill Matt. Now you get a new boyfriend while you were sorry. Basically, what I'm trying to say, y'all, is this girl got no remorse, bro. This is the sequel. This is nasty. This is. Bro, I can't even put together a new vocabulary word to describe how nasty this shit is, dog. Come on, fam.
Forensic testing, the crime lab concluded that Rita's story, that the gun went off accidentally, was impossible. Mainly because of the grip safety, which is located on the back of the handle of the 1911. This safety mechanism meant that the handle of the gun needed to be firmly squeezed in order to be fired. So, Rita was arrested yet again, this time for first-degree murder. She pled not guilty.
Kearneysville, West Virginia woman accused of shooting and killing her ex-husband had her indictment handed up by the Berkeley County Grand Jury. So 30-year-old Rita Hendershot was indicted by Berkeley County Grand Jury yesterday for murder and use of a firearm and the use of a felony.
Her trial took place in February of 2025, and her defense stuck to her story that this was a freak accident. However, due to Rita's behavior at the crime scene, the inconsistencies in her stories, her history of abuse against Matt, and the grip safety on the back of the gun, the defense failed to convince the jury. After a 6-day trial, Rita was found guilty. However, the jury believed that the prosecution failed to prove premeditation, which is required for a first-degree murder charge. So, they chose to convict her of second-degree murder instead. She was also found guilty for the use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Rita was sentenced to 40 years for the murder conviction and a consecutive 10-year term for the firearm.
Go sit. Go sit.
The defense immediately appealed these convictions, saying that Rita had an unfair trial, and the case was brought before the West Virginia Supreme Court of Appeals. The defense was claiming that all of Matt's text conversations where he detailed Rita's abuse were hearsay, because the state never presented any evidence to prove Matt's claims.
The lower court didn't require any evidence to be produced at the pre-trial to allow these bad acts evidence to come in front of the jury, and even allowed the state to just merely read into the record text messages in a proffer. It would be improper, according to our position, to just allow this evidentiary burden to be met merely by reading a text into the record.
The defense then dissected each incident one by one, arguing that these allegations of abuse were nothing but he said, she said.
Looking at them individually, the text message surrounding the fork incident, by the decedent's own admission, he had grabbed my client so hard that she was bleeding whenever she grabbed the fork to get away from him. Regarding the allegation that in December my client pointed an AR-15 at him, there was no evidence admitted outside of a text message to prove that it actually occurred by a preponderance of the evidence. The same would be applicable to the allegation that she bashed doors in the house. And then regarding the one where Mr. Savage testified that my client had waved a machete at them while intoxicated while they were playing beer pong approximately 2 months prior to the fatal shooting. In that case, he was asked directly and responded that she didn't threaten Mr. Hendershot with the machete and that he didn't swing it.
He was greasing. He was getting them out for free. Of course he gonna say whatever she tell him not to say. He's sleeping in that pool. Come on, bro.
And that she was trying to make them lose their beer pong game by distracting them. I don't believe that that would qualify any standard that any of those are domestic violence.
The state found all of these arguments absurd and claimed that there was more than enough evidence to corroborate Matt's text messages, which justified showing them to a jury.
The biggest complaint that I heard in my colleagues' responses was that they were unproven. That's just simply not true. This wasn't just someone standing up and saying, well, this happened, and the state merely reading in text messages. This was proven by forensic evidence. This was proven by photographs. This was proven by live testimony. I also want to give a little clarity to the court on the fork incident, because petitioner has attempted to portray this as a self-defense.
Hell no.
That's simply not true if you read the actual text messages. He notes to Miss Hendershot herself that you came at me and hit me in the face twice and knocked me off the couch and I restrained you. When that happened, she grabbed a fork and stabbed him. This was not merely a self-defense, unless we're speaking about the self-defense of Mr. Hendershot, because she was attacking him.
They also pointed out that if these incidents didn't really happen,
he done shot the man in the head, bro. Just give her 40, bro.
Messages would be to set Rita up.
To believe that this is not trustworthy would be to believe that Mr. Hendershot, before he died, was somehow attempting to set up Mrs. Hendershot for this eventual murder. That simply is just not believable.
The defense shot back, saying that a frame job wasn't the only reason Matt would lie about Rita's abuse.
The state argued that he had no reason to text regarding the AR incident, and other than try to do an eventual setup for murder. If you look at the record in this case, he was trying to get her out of the house. Trying to turn friends and family against her would make it easier to get him out of the house. So that's
Why
not
did the
the only
audio just go on
explanation
my
for
left
that.
side
My
only,
client
y'all?
did
What
not
just
get a fair
happened?
trial. It's improper. It's against West
I think that's
Virginia
the
law.
video.
So at the very least,
So
we
it's the
would
same
ask
thing for
for a
I'm sorry.
remand for a new trial where the lower court does not admit that evidence in front of a jury. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
Despite this effort from the defense, on June 2nd, 2026, the Supreme Court upheld Rita's conviction.
Yeah.
Court records
Look,
state
look,
that
look, look, look.
In front of a
It's
jury.
ugly.
Thank you.
Thank you, counsel.
Despite this effort from the defense, on June 2nd, 2026,
fucking
the
whore.
Supreme Court
Why is this fucking? Ugh, why are you smiling? Why are you smiling?
upheld Rita's conviction. Court
Fucking
records
like-
state that Rita's acts of domestic violence were intertwined with the lethal
I don't like
outcome
calling
of her
the
abusive
women the B word,
relationship.
so I like to
Therefore,
refrain
they
from
determined
using
that
it,
the
but,
text message evidence
you know,
was
she's one
properly
of them.
admitted and relevant to the case. So, Rita continues to serve her sentence in the Lakin Correctional Center in West Columbia, West Virginia. Her
Yeah.
next parole eligibility hearing is in 2033.
Don't
If
even
she
give
is
her
denied
parole, bro.
parole, her projected release date is in
No.
the year 2046,
No.
as long as she stays on her best behavior. Based on her most recent mugshot, it appears that Rita is enjoying her time behind.
Yeah, like, bro, why are you so happy?
To this day, Matt's family still struggles to understand why he was taken from them so soon. In a 2020
Damn, hold up. Matt had a black dad? That's his dad, right?
For interview with Matt's mother, Tammy Reese, she said that when Matt loved someone, he loved them with his entire heart and soul. Not just his romantic relationships either.
And
The
you could
reason
tell
he
that
initially
'cause
moved in with
Matt
his
let her
grandma
back
Matilda
in, and Matt
because
was
she
taking
had
care of her
just
grandma.
lost her husband. And Matt wanted to make sure that she was taken care of.
You see?
Sadly,
You could tell
Rita
bro's a
knew how
good dude,
caring
dog.
Matt really was and took advantage of this. She
Man was a
weaseled her
good
way
dude,
back
bro.
into his home, abused him, and when Matt told her to leave, she killed him. Thankfully, Matt's family was able to
What is you smiling? What the fuck is you smiling for?
get some sort of justice. But to this day, Rita stands behind her story that this was all a terrible accident.
I'm glad, bitch. How she gave her eyebrows done in there?
Merry Christmas.
Yep. And what do we have here?
Trash dog and basketball for your bedroom.
That is awesome. Thanks, John. That is awesome.
Found this random person in the pool.
Yeah, I got my thoughts. I'm sorry if I kept pausing through the video, y'all, but this right here was just disgusting, bro. I didn't expect it to go down that way. Like this was nasty work, yo. This was nasty work. Like, look, all I'm gonna say, y'all, is if you know you out here, you know you love someone, you know you love and nurture every part of about that person. Just make sure you know them completely. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you know who they were before you and who they can potentially be in the future. Because I feel like this all could have been avoided if bruh kind of like set boundaries for himself. But instead, bruh, he let this stupid ass, you know what I'm saying? This stupid ass big. He let this stupid ass bitch, you know what I'm saying, just mess with his heart. Man, I don't know, dog. This got me all over the place. Man, I need to go sip on some water, y'all. But look, we back at it, man. If you're watching on YouTube, come check out the live stream on Twitch. You know, Siddhakanereacts. Yeah, I already know what it is. If you're watching on YouTube, I truly appreciate you. Go ahead and like the video, drop a comment, what y'all want to see, chop it up with me, you know what I'm saying? Don't forget to subscribe on, you know, all the bullshit that we be telling y'all to do, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and help your boy out with that. I do appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I love y'all, man. Siddhakanereacts signing off. Appreciate y'all, fam.